Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one, Every City or House Divided Against Itself. Every city or house divided against itself. Call halal Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWAHSHI. Call halal Yamla Alahayanawa Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWAHSHI. And something that's on my spirit, and as the title reads, every city or house divided against itself. This is all according to prophecy. And we know the Spirit of the Lord, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which is Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWAHSHI. The Spirit of the Lord is prophecy. There's only a handful of, few more prophecies left. But this will be kind of, just straight to the point. But, looking at the headlines, Donald Trump, on what he's doing to this place, the U.S. Babylon, and looking in the headlines, they were saying, 65% of the people, they don't approve, they don't agree with what Donald Trump is doing economically. And Donald Trump came out and said that, telling the world that the U.S. is coming to tariff and they're coming to tax, you other countries, period. And he's bringing, these strict, these, the whole thing with the immigration, the crackdown, just the other day, three children from Louisiana, three children, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old, I think it was. They were all deported right along, and they were born supposedly here in this place, the U.S. But due to their parents, they were all deported out. Due to their parents not being born here, they were all deported out. And see, this thing is picking up steam, man. This is going to lead to civil war around the world, but ultimately in this place, the U.S. This is these strict, unrighteous decrees and measures and things like that. This is going to lead to insurrection. This is going to lead to civil war in this place. Then you have the whole thing with these college, these college students. They were saying over 1,200 students across the U.S. and in these universities, over 100 at over 150 different universities. These international foreign students have been terminated due to the whole anti-Semitism. And this is what's sparking these protests at these different college campuses. You see, and this is the Lord who's really stirring the pot, because He told you He's going to send fanners unto Babylon. And you have crisis after crisis after crisis. Then you have the situation with Donald Trump. Them trying to cut these different aid programs. One of them is Medicaid. One of them is Medicaid, and we know over 50 million children, because a lot of children are on these different health programs, these in health insurance programs, and Medicaid being one. Over 50 million. They were saying over 50 million children are on Medicaid or different aid program, insurance programs, and Trump and his administration, they're trying to slash that. We see inflation is not going nowhere. You see the whole housing market they were talking about. The housing, people can't afford to buy houses right now in the U.S. They can't afford it. So right along with homelessness, the supply chain is damaged. You know, this place is on a countdown, man. But this is all going to lead to civil war. These things, especially because the Lord told you a physical famine is coming, and they're saying, 90 to even 100 days before you really, really start to notice it in these stores, in these grocery stores, because the empty shelves, the, they're gonna have to put they're already starting to do it, a strict measure on the limit of supplies and goods that you can purchase. They're gonna have to start rationing, but this is also gonna lead to sedition amongst men and the insurrection, because people are gonna they're pushing you into a corner. Let me go here. I've been rambling. Call halal, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. It says, let me go here. Zechariah 14 and 13. This is why you gotta get prepared. You better be spiritually preparing yourself. You can't prepare yourself carnally. There's only so much you can do. Zechariah 14 and 13, and it reads, it says, and it shall come to pass. This is what the Lord said. All these prophecies must come to pass. All these things are coming. They're going to come to pass. Every single word of the Lord is pure. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that a great torment from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold everyone on the hand of his neighbor. See? And they shall lay hold everyone on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. This is civil war that's coming. See? This is civil war. And then this place is completely divided. You got a lot of people, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white folks. You even got, Jakes. They're on this whole immigration thing, and some of the people are saying, yeah, if you're not from this place, being deported, and you got some people that they don't think that's right. That people should have a fair opportunity. There's a whole controversy with that. The whole economic situation. Being, this place, America is, the U.S. is already what, 37, 36 trillion dollars in debt. Quote me if I'm wrong. So you have you have a lot of these different things that are taking place, that the Lord is just, he's stirring the pot. He's stirring the pot. Let me go here, because we know this place is this place is one big giant crisis away from this thing falling out the bottom of the bag. Let me go here. Let me go here. Ezekiel, Ezekiel, and then you have a lot of people. You know, you have Jakes out here. They don't believe this. None of this stuff. They just they don't agree with it. You know, some of this stuff and all this Civil War talk and World War III and the mark, the MOTB. They just they shake their head at it. They don't agree. It sounds crazy to them. But what did the Lord say? Let me go here. Um, Let me go here. Ezekiel 12, Ezekiel 12 and 21. And it reads, it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, 22, it says, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel? Israel is a people before a place, because a lot of Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, a lot of our people, you know, they're comfortable in this place, the U.S. They love it. They love it. They love the oppression. Long as you give them their little crumbs and they're able to go party and, you know, be consumers and buy and sell or, you know, weed or, you know, whatever it is, man, or, you know, upstart their business and, you know, live like the other nations. They're good. They said they don't believe this. But the Lord said, he said, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel? It says, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth. You know, and we got a lot of our people, they mock at the prophets, starting with the apostles on down at Great Millstone. You know, because we keep warning our people about the mark, you know, the RFID, the micro C-hip, and how the collapse is inevitable. It's happening before your eyes. But we still have our people out here, a lot of the Christians and these different, the atheists, these different so-called religious people, you know, they just, they don't believe it. You know, they calling us false prophets, you know. But it says, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth. They mock, they laugh at this. It says 23. It says, tell them, see, tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. It says, I will make this proverb to cease. All that mocking and scoffing is coming. It's starting to. It's the Lord. He's shutting that mouth up. Because, you know, even, you know, the other nations, and, you know, you got some Jakes kind of starting to see what's going on. You know, things ain't what they used to be. It's getting financially, it's getting harder. People are getting more irritable, and the violence is increasing. You know, things just ain't the same. The Lord said, I will make this proverb to cease. They shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. The Lord you're gonna see. You're seeing it right now, but the best is yet to come. He says, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand. We're in them days, man. This is the latter end. There's only a few more prophecies left. You have Jacob's trouble. The worst time ever is coming on earth. We're in. These are the beginning stages of it. We're seeing it. We're seeing it, the economic crisis, the homeless crisis. There's more pestilence. You have the diseases, the measles, and, you know, these different, the C-19 is still here, the H5N1, the bird flu. You have the whole 911 dispatcher emergency crisis, the defunding of police, more protest. It's picking up steam. He said, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. See, the Lord about to, all those mockers and scoffers that thinks this sounds crazy, the Lord gonna shut you up, man. And ultimately, he gonna put you to death, because the Lord tell you, those that don't believe, you're gonna perish in your non-belief, huh? The Lord gonna shut you up. A lot of the people that are mocking and scoffing, he gonna quiet you down. It says 24, it says, for there shall be no more any vain vision. See, for there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering. See, divination within the house of Israel. All that, a lot of these people, they're not talking about nothing, man. They just sitting there running their mouth. They not talking about nothing. These prophecies, this gospel is what it is. Because this is the way out. This is the way. This is how you're going to be delivered. A lot of these people, they're not talking about nothing. They're not talking about anything at all. It says 25, it says, for I am the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. See, and the days are, are speeding by, man. Here we are. We're going into the so-called the summer, and then you have September, October, November, and here it is. We're going into 2026. You see, so the days are speeding up. This thing is finna happen. The RFID, the micro chip, the MOTB is at the door. It says 25, it says, for I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. Jacob's trouble, famine of hearing the words of the Lord, World War III. I mean, Salakia. Jacob's trouble, famine of hearing the words of the Lord, the MOTB, the RFID, the micro C hit where no man can buy or sell, the great destruction, World War III, and the great deliverance. These are the last few prophecies. These are the last few prophecies that's finna take place. And the Lord tell you, the elect out of his people, they shall be amazed at the strangeness of their salvation. People are going to be amazed on how the Lord is deliver his elect out of this time of war, this nuclear war that's coming. It says it shall be no more prolonged. It says, for in your days, for in your days, not those days, your days. O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord, YAHAWAHSHI. He said he's going to perform it. The Lord tell you he's not a man that lieth. He don't, no lies, man. 1000% true. Every single letter, every single word. Let me close out with this. Let me go here. So in this due time right now, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Preparing yourself. Preparing yourself. Let me go here. Matthew 24 and 42. Matthew 24 and 42, and it reads, it says, watch. You're supposed to be watching everything, the alternative news, local news, international news, watching around your community, watching at your job. You're supposed to be watching what you eat, watching what you say. You preparing yourself. Watch therefore, for ye know not what your Lord doth come. Because he coming like a thief in the night. All these events are coming like a thief in the night, man. It says 43. It says, but know this. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. See, that's just like, you basically just an example, you being in your home, man. And so, by you preparing and steady watching around, and somebody breaking your home, you're prepared, man. See, but you know, if you're not watching constantly around, you know, you're putting cameras up or, you know, watching around your home, you know, you're gonna be unprepared, man. And it's just like with these events coming, if you're not, uh, reading the scriptures, you know, watching the news and things like that, you're not gonna be prepared, man. You're not gonna know what's coming down the line, and we know the RFID, the micro C hip, that's coming. That's a major prophecy right along with World War III. And the way things are unfolding, man, society is changing. The collapse is here. It's only going to increasingly get worse. And if you are not prepared, you're going to fall victim, man. It says 44. It says, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Shalom.